Good day to you. I'm going to talk about a very important topic today. Please watch till the end, maybe 5 minutes maximum. It's about a tool called mutual fund utilities. Very recently, in the last couple of weeks, this tool would have been very, very useful to the clients. For example, one of my clients, let's say, is in the US or in the UK, and their parents are in India. And let's assume that some emergency has happened because of the pandemic, and they want to redeem the mutual funds. Unfortunately, it's very difficult in case if they are used paper format, it would have been little difficult for us to get the paperwork done. Similarly, there are situations where the breadwinner of the family is either in Bangalore or is in Mumbai, whereas the family is in different place and they need funds quickly. So by using this tool called mutual fund utilities, either they can buy funds or they can sell funds very easily. Let's look into it. Okay. Now, what happens is we invest in mutual funds in various ways. The one thing is you could have used any distributor, you could have used a distributor, or you would have directly gone ahead and then purchased yourself. Point number one. Point number two is you could have used some platform, for example, a platform like a National Stock Exchange or a Bombay Stock Exchange or NJ or somebody, a platform, a transaction platform, and you could have bought mutual funds. Similarly, you could have also bought the mutual funds through ICICI Securities, HDFC Securities, Axis Securities, and all that stuff. Sometimes, you would have bought the mutual funds using SEBI registered investment advisors as well. We don't know. Some of you would have gone through other corporate entities. Now, what happens is all the things that you're trying to purchase, there are about, let's say, 45 plus mutual funds are there. Now, what happens is there are three, earlier three, now it's only two. We had at least three registrar and transfer agents, CAMS, Carvey, and Franklin Templeton. So what happens is it becomes very difficult for a client, to see all the things in one particular portal. Now, mutual fund utility is an organization sponsored by all the 45 AMCs, and where you can see all the transactions in one place. Okay, let us see the advantages, pros, and then how you could open this particular account. Now, this particular utility, MF utility, had been there for last 6 years, right? And today they call something called a CAN. CAN is called a common account number, which is based on your PAN number. Now, what has happened is over a period of 6 years, at least 1 million CAN accounts has been opened, right? And they are able to manage even manage all the data of even smaller cities. So that means there is a good amount of support for this particular tool over a period of last 6 years. Okay. Now, what are the advantages? The advantages is it gives a data aggregation. You could use multiple channels for purchase, but by registering with my MFU, what will happen is you will get all the investments in one particular place. Second thing is it will also help you to if at all if you have some complaints against one or two of them, you can directly raise to that particular AMC, because this particular platform is sponsored by mutual fund houses. You will get the resolution quickly solved. So I say that this is a very, very useful tool. Now I'll tell you how the forms will really look like. For example, this particular screenshot was taken earlier in the day at 9 o'clock. Today at 9 o'clock. What will happen is it will ask you to it will welcome you. And the beautiful thing is some of you will be having joint holdings. When I say joint holding, for example, you could hold mutual funds along with your husband. You could hold with your spouse, or you could hold mutual fund holdings on behalf of children, right? So it could be in any format, either or survivor, dad and son, daughter and mother. Now what will happen is if you have multiple combination, what will happen is you should open different CAN account number, and in one stroke you will be able to see all the things. So for example, let's say I talked about a pandemic situation where you want to redeem a particular fund, which you have jointly invested with someone, and you want to do it. This kind of a tool will really help you to place the order. Otherwise, you should go with CAMS or you should go with Carvey app. There could be some transaction limit. It's very difficult. So I'm saying that this utility is really, really good. Okay. Now, another thing I was talking about is called central complaint management system. When you talk about a central complaint management system, you can say that my data is not complete, do a data refresh across AMCs. So even your missing folios will automatically come. So I'm saying that this mutual fund utility as a tool is really good. I think you should get registered, right? Now, it's very easy to do it. You will get something called a common account number, and it's pretty confidential. Every 90 days, the password needs to be changed. So good amount of security is there. Only thing is you can't do for example, what is my capital gain statement? No, those kind of things you can't do it. But transactions, yes, you can definitely do it. So there are a lot of advantages are there. You can even start SIP, stop SIP, and all that stuff. All those advantages are there. But you will not get what is a return on investment. Those kind of things will not be there, right? But here it's only doing transactions. So how do you open the account? Very simple. Just list out the various combination of accounts you have. Most of us, 80% of us will have only individual account. Okay. The remaining 15% of us will have either or survivor or anyone or survivor. So that combination will be there. Another 5% or 6% will have joint accounts. Okay. And very small portion will start with kids account also. So if you are having these kind of combinations, you need to have different CAN numbers, right? And what is very important is you need to take in a paper, you need to take your self-attested PAN card copy. We need a self-attested bank check copy. And if you have multiple bank accounts, let's say 3, 5 bank accounts are there, and the money has to go to a different particular place, then you can inform the AMC, as well as then you can, when you redeem it, you can give the instruction saying that the money has to go into this particular account, so it automatically goes over there. So these kind of very difficult situation, you can ensure that the money reaches at the right account at the right place. Apart from that, some personal information will be required. For example, if you're an NRI, when you're configuring the system, some information will be there. We will really help you out. If you want to, get us onboarded, get all these kind of things and then put it over here. So for most of the people, we can get it for free. For example, we can enable you to open the account, with simple things. Just reach out to us with these kind of information. We'll be able to do it. But there are some clients where it takes a little longer time, because your PAN card will be, let's say, K Kumar, okay, whereas your bank statement will be called Krishna Kumar, yes, okay. Now that additional yes could create some kind of a problem. So that means some kind of interactions will happen. So if there are multiple accounts, there'll be a little bit more work and all that stuff. So let's talk about it, what you want. So all that I'm trying to say is, let's open this MF utilities. You will get a CAN number, and we can really help you out. You can send an email, or you can send a WhatsApp to this particular number. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.